Hey everybody, it's Derek with Clash in the North here, bringing you the Week 3 CWLL matchup from over here at Awakens. You can see, unfortunately, in this one we did drop to 2-1, but fortunately, I guess, kind of for an exciting matchup down the season, we are now in a 4-way tie for first. They were able to clear the 10s. They did have two 10v10 triples, which turned out to be the difference in the war. They failed one of their 11v10 dips. We went perfect on 11v10, but we were unable to pick up our 10v10 triple, so that cost us the war there at the end. So like I said, we're tied now with Skyrim Legends as well as Forbidden and Annihilate, all sitting at 2-1 going to the end of the season, so it's going to be pretty exciting. I believe all the clans like we play Annihilate next week, so I think the Skyrim Legends and Forbidden still play as well. So we'll jump into some attacks here. First up, like I said, I wanted to start highlighting these guys because it's a job. It's a job that flat out it's not very fun. You're not gonna get a 3-star, but it's so important for what you got to do in the war to win this. So he's gonna just come in here, bring his golem, set up a nice little funnel, and just create everything so he can go right after that town hall. And on the plus side of that, he does get access to the Eagle Artillery, which is just one of those nice things when you're trying to pick up percent at the end. I knew that we had a ton of extra 9 hits, so we had a 9 actually hit this base first just to pull the CC, figure out what was in it. The 9 did come pretty close, I think like 48% or something. So it was really, really cool to see that. So as this golem goes down, but because we knew there was a golem in there, that's why you want to bring the boulders over the Valks or anything, even though this kind of initially looked like a good Valk base. So goes ahead, gets that done. Everything's kind of moving on through, taking out the town hall. He's got 44%, with still, essentially 4 baby drags, queen walking around the outside. Everything's just kind of taking that up. The bowler rocks push them well over into the mid-50s. Now it's all about percent. We had these cleared first, so obviously we're really trying to put the pressure on them with the percent game if it was to come down to that at 11. So like getting anything you can. So here he goes, just kind of finishing up the last little bits here with these baby drags. Fortunately, just kind of hits like a black bomb, and that kind of ends up costing him a little bit. Could have ended up probably getting another 2 or 3 buildings had that black bomb not been there, but it was. So no big deal. Like I said, we didn't get any 10v10 triples, so we won't be taking a look at any of that. Here's some 9v9. Our 9s hit very well, somewhere around like the 70% mark. Just incredible what he did. So we have Justin coming in here with a CB Mass Hog. Just had this exposed. Fairly certain this was a fresh hit. I was helping him work on it. The Queen, King, and that CC being so exposed, was able to set up the funnel without having to pull the CC, which is incredibly valuable. It goes ahead and opens everything up. The CC is getting taken care of. As you can see, all those archers just start plummeting down as that poison really ramps up. As the golem it splits open, no big deal. The king and queen are just kind of clearing some stuff. As soon as the king locks onto that queen, she'll go down, pop that ability, and start clearing some more stuff. His queen will take out the baby drag. Finally, that thing still lived through all that, and then just starts getting value. Anything you get past this is gravy. You can see, yeah, this was a fresh hit. Never mind, didn't know where the Teslas were. So he's just coming in here. Goes very, very heavy at the initial group of hogs. Like I said, it has 4 heals, so you could really cover most of the base. You can kind of see where you're going to have that threat area. You knew you were going to need one around the bomb tower. You kind of know you're going to need one around here, where all these defenses are clumped up, where he places that second heal. And then because he's able to funnel his hogs to keep them through the main pack, he doesn't have to worry about the mass hitting any giant bombs that may be on the outside. But they do hit that one there, goes ahead and drops that 3rd heal a little bit too high. Could have been a bit further down to cover up this wizard tower farm a little bit better. Drops the 4th heal with those wizard towers and Teslas. And now you can just see some hogs are going down, losing hogs to spring traps. It's a big major kill area right here, but as soon as the threats kind of start eliminated, the hogs just kind of ramp up and destroy everything in it. Take out the rest of it, cleanup's going on, ends up finishing this raid with all those hogs up. So many hogs up at this point. And just kind of making it look a little silly. It's kind of interesting to see. These guys had a lot of really anti-air bases, so it was kind of just exploiting what they were given, or what we were given, and that included a lot of hogs. So I was kind of going to go ahead and show them. So next up we have Napoleon, and he's going to go ahead and come in here with a stone goboho, and just set up this funnel, get everything nice and well off in here. As soon as that wall break goes open, has that funnel set up, he'll go ahead and send in the third golem and the bowlers, and the king and the queen. This is kind of just a weird one. Kind of set that queen up a little low, so she's kind of looking like she's gonna walk, but she kind of engages the CC and the queen. There's just not that much there, and she kind of gets pulled back in. Bowlers do kind of walk a little bit. It's kind of just going to help with some cleanup, and you'll see that because they ended up walking, he doesn't use that rage with them. He'll go ahead and use that rage on the hogs. So the king comes in, just taking care of business. Everything is working right along, getting everything done. The queen is about to go down as she doesn't have any health left on her, or no ability left. Hogs are coming in, just working that motion, kind of keeping everything pathing through the core, just targeting those outside defenses to keep everything working there. As they all start going in and start wrecking face, it's going to be a very, very kind of just steamroll process. Really old school looking attack, an old school feel, especially with the bowlers walking. They didn't just kind of go in there and eliminate the core. It was kind of cool to see. Reminded me of when I only had a Town Hall 9 days. And this was the stone goho was my my attack there. Goes ahead, finishes the rest of the defenses off as they go in. Distracts that wizard, just kind of saves a couple shots on the hogs, which, as you can see, may have been needed because a bunch of them were low. No big deal. Gets everything taken care of. Goes ahead, picks up the 3-star. Like I said, her 9s hit very, very well. I think it's somewhere around like the 70% mark. They were certainly at one point right there when I was calculating it in the beginning of the war. We go ahead, great job, Napoleon. Next we have Swaggy Apples. Guy's another monster. Here is doing just kind of another thing, just taking what the base was giving him. And he saw those ADs and the sweepers sitting right next to the queen. So he wants to go ahead and send a large kill squad and then go ahead and loon the outside defenses. It's kind of an interesting little attack here. He goes ahead, working at creating that funnel. Everything's kind of going well, looking really nice here. Gets a nice wide funnel like Swaggy usually does. Just kind of moving everything along through. Just getting it all down. Wants to kind of do this little Golem-queen walk to get everything to go to that center compartment. Even those wizard towers are highly valuable. They're just, one of those big time defenses that are worth getting. As the arch tower relocks on, he can go ahead and open everything up. Everything's kind of coming on in. And at this point, he has access to all 4 ADs, the queen, the CC, and just everything your little heart could desire. The bowlers come in, you can just see them just wrecking face on all these defenses. Heals everything back up as it's moving on through, and now at this point it is, just kind of all over. He could have used that poison on the, ends up putting it down kind of just a little bit late on the CC there. So he goes ahead. Unfortunately, it was just a little bit early with that loon, and then all the Teslas kind of being on the outside. So he goes ahead and just rages a couple loons to just take them all out. I thought that was kind of unique. I didn't see that the Teslas would pop when I watched this attack live, and you just see a rage kind of like, oh, he fat-fingered a rage, and then it's like, oh no, he actually knew what the hell he was doing, and that's always cool to see. So he goes ahead, gets the remaining defenses. It does take a bit, as it's really, these loons are incredibly slow. Gets the cleanup going early. It's one of those things you should, as soon as the area is clear, get the cleanup going. You will save yourself a lot of 99%. Finishes this off, gets a 6, ends up getting 6-pack, so great job to him. And then we'll take a look at one last one of one of my favorite raiders of all time. We got Chris here doing a, you think it's going to be like a queen walk, but he ends up putting those 4 healers right on the the golem, so it really is getting tons of healing benefit. And I thought it was going to be pretty nifty. He tried to sneak those goblins in to take out that storage for very cheap funnel cost, which is pretty cool. Fortunately, it just kind of didn't work out exactly. But that's okay. Everything's kind of moving along now. The funnel is really well created. So this queen and golem charge is just... I don't know. I don't think I've seen something like this. I think it's really cool. Anytime you get to see something like you haven't seen, especially when you've been around a while, you tend to just, everything's been done under the sun type of deal. So it's really cool when something's unique and new and fresh. It's always interesting to watch and fun to highlight when you're doing these. So cool, everything's moving along, clearing out these tons of defenses. I believe this was a fresh hit as well. I said very high hit rate, so a lot of these were fresh hits. And they're going through and just getting extra value when those Teslas come up in places that, kind of just work for your advantage. So as most of this base is taken out, you can see like the top half only has the cannons and a couple arch towers, and it's got just not a whole lot. So he goes ahead and uses the king to distract the defensive king, which he can be very annoying. Goes ahead, has 2 heal spells, so he can just heal both sides of this coming across, and it's over. It just makes it look silly. They, try to go so anti-air that it made himself just exposed to this. And a lot of people wouldn't, to the guy's credit, to Beast's credit here, a lot of people wouldn't think to do something like this, or be able to execute something like this. But Chris is pretty exceptional and gets this done. Goes ahead, finishes it up, takes care of business, gets it all. Another one of these 3 stars for us. He's another guy who had a 6-pack. I think everybody I showed today had a 6-pack in the war, or Wolf had both the 11s 2-starred. So like I said, we're down to 2-1. We're tied with Skyrim Legends, Forbidden, and Annihilate. We play Annihilate next week. I believe Skyrim Legends may play Forbidden, or they may play the last week. But so those are all matchups that will be kind of really going down to tiebreakers. So we'll see who gets in the playoffs. A lot of uncertainties moving forward. So until next week, guys, stay frosty.